Yesterday, I had a version of this video uploaded where I wanted to talk about my experience with the One Piece TCG. However, upon further review, I decided that the video was just a little bit too unhinged, even for me. And that's saying something. So I decided to just delete the upload, take a day to collect my thoughts because I was at Anime North yesterday, couldn't just re-record it, and just uploaded it today with a new, fresh perspective, new words and phrases, and I'll go from there. So this week, someone came to my store to buy some product. They also brought 2 One Piece decks because they wanted to teach me and play One Piece with me. So I said, yeah, okay, that's fine. I got a couple hours and let's do it up. So he brought 2 decks. I played Zoro, he played Law. And from what I understand, those are 2 good decks in the One Piece Set 2 meta. So we played those decks. We played a total of 6 matches, which took about just under 2 hours for all 6. And matches, by the way, are best of 1. They're not best of 3. That's important for reasons we'll talk about later. But we played our 6 matches. I completely got decimated, handed the fattest L of my life during the first one when I was learning to play the game. But then I won the following 5. I just won them. I just won. That's it. Easy peasy. Please let me know in the comments, do you play One Piece or do you not play One Piece? And why or why not? And do you enjoy the game? You let me know what you think in the comments because I'm definitely curious. This is not a Digimon video, so I'm not expecting it to get a whole lot of traction. But I do think people are going to watch this because they're interested in my take in it. So if you're one of those people, let me know because I'm also interested in your take of it too. So it follows the Bandai turn template of sorts where you have a phase before your draw phase to ready your cards. You have a draw phase. You have a phase where you hatch your Dawn. Talking about Digimon language here. You flip over your Dawn cards. Dawn with 2 exclamation marks, by the way. All caps. And then you have your main phase where you do whatever you want. And then you have your end phase. And that's it. That's the turn structure. And I can't add any more to that because there's nothing else to do. Instead of a memory gauge in Digimon, your Dawn cards are mana. And you use your Dawn cards to turn sideways to pay card costs. But you can also use the Dawn to turn sideways to activate card abilities. And in some cases, you even have to return Dawn to your Dawn deck to use card abilities, which is neat. And finally, you can equip Dawn to your characters essentially to give yourself 1,000 power boosts for the turn per Dawn. That's pretty spicy. It's a very resourceful little mana card, isn't it? So by having a Dawn system, it actually implements a mana curve in the game, which is really cool. If you go first, you flip over 1. But every turn other than that, a player flips over 2 Dawn per turn. That's very interesting. So, you actually have to build your decks like in Magic the Gathering with a magic curve, with a mana curve, which is very nice. And your mana is a really important resource that you can do a lot of different things with. So I do like that. I like how your mana is really interactable and does multiple things for you, and you get certain access to it every turn. I think that that's quite alright. The battle phase works similarly to Digimon's, where you declare your attack target, either an opponent's character or their leader, which is attacking their life, attacking you. The opponent declares to block if they want, but then the opponent also gets to use counters to interfere with your attack, give their character or leader more power, to hopefully not take any damage, if that's the objective there. Or if they don't want to do that, they just take the damage, or if they're attacking a character on the board, the character on the board is just eliminated. I don't know what the technical term is. KO'd? I don't know. Trashed? Whatever. Defeated. It's defeated. And if you take damage in this game, kind of like Digimon, there are security effects. They are called triggers. If a card has a trigger, you can activate it. Either way, though, instead of Digimon, in Digimon, if your security is attacked, the cards go to the trash. But in this game, they go to your hand. That's a very big difference, as we'll talk about in a minute or two here. So you can kind of tell already, the battle phase, you need cards in your hand. Because if you don't have cards in your hand, your opponent can always just walk all over you and defeat you, just kill you easily. So it's important to have cards in hand. Very big takeaway of the game. And besides that, that's really all I got to say about One Piece. You play your cards, you don't digivolve your cards because they're not Digimon. They're not digital monsters. They are not the champions. Just play your cards. Do the things your cards do. Attack some cards. That's it. That's One Piece. So for the obvious hot topic question of the video, the one that'll go down in infamy, the one that the comment section haters and the Discord users and the Reddit people will definitely essentially flame me for, I'm sure. My take on whether or not I like the One Piece card game and if I think the One Piece card game is skillful. I do not think the One Piece card game is any more skillful than Digimon. Definitely not less. That's for sure. But like, I don't think the skill gaps there are very different at all. And I'm going to explain to you why. You see, if you're let's say your first game was Digimon. You're like, Digimon is my first card game. All right. You learn to play Digimon, you play by Digimon's rules. Okay. Now let's say you want to try One Piece. If you don't have any card game experience prior to that, except Digimon, you actually won't be good at One Piece. You won't. Simply put. The reason why is because One Piece and Digimon have different skills. Digimon has the skills that require you to play with a shared memory gauge, as well as evaluating opponents' potential boss monsters and what they can do to your board, which it kind of exists in One Piece. And, of course, playing around security, which also kind of exists in One Piece. But I don't think to the degree. Security bombs in Digimon do a lot more than security bombs in One Piece. It feels like anyway. And of course, hand advantage is important in Digimon, but instead it is more about board presence for sure. And it's about, choosing to evolve your cards, play your tamers, order of operations, which does exist in One Piece, but I think Digimon exemplifies them a little bit more. What One Piece has though, that Digimon does not have, are two very important things. And that's the difference. These two things are why One Piece players say One Piece is more skillful than Digimon. I think every single One Piece player thinks One Piece is more skillful than Digimon for some reason. And it's these two reasons. The first reason is because of your Dawn. Your Dawns are a multi-use purpose card that can do so many things for you, and you only have 10. You know what I mean? That's it. And sometimes you might even have less because you gotta return them to the deck. And you have to play on a mana curve, which is not something that Digimon exists. Digimon does not have a mana curve, by the way. Does not have it. So by One Piece, you gotta play on curve. You also have to consider your Dawn. But the second more, I think, the skill that's more important, the most important skill of all, is something called resource management. While it does exist in Digimon to an extent, it's nowhere near as exemplified as it is in One Piece. At all. Not even close. One Piece, as I mentioned, you need to have cards in your hand. If you do not have cards in your hand, you will lose the game. And it's simple. Because you need the cards in your hand, the counter cards, in order to prevent your opponent from beating you, essentially. They're like hand traps, if you will. Combo cards in DBS. Combo phase. Same thing. Yeah, same thing. So, why does this matter? Well, if you play your cards incorrectly, you lose. If you if you counter at the wrong time during the wrong battle phase, you lose. If you, for some reason, decide not to counter something, you lose. If you play the wrong card, you lose. If you play the wrong card on the wrong turn, you lose. It's very punishing, I will say, in the sense that, you need to play properly. You need to know extensive meta knowledge. You have to have extensive knowledge of your own deck as well. It's not Digivolve a 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. It's not that. It's not play a tame or do things. It's not Cool Boy. No, it is not Cool Boy. You have to literally think about your hand. You have to think about, what can my opponent do turns from now? And what do I need to do turns from now? Which, again, does exist in Digimon, but not to the extent of One Piece, because you need those cards in your hand for defense. It's not like there's none of that in Digimon yet. But there's a lot of it in One Piece. And if you do not use your resources properly, the player that uses the resources the best wins the game. Simple as that. And I have nothing else to add to that. It's why people that have played other card games will do better at this. I've played Magic, I've played Pokemon, and I've played other card games too, as you guys know. You know, I've learned resource management. I've been very privy to this skill for a very long time, and I've brought it with me in a Digimon, which I think is partially the reason why I'm one of the better Digimon players out there. But like, you know, if you, I'll say it again, if you came from just Digimon or a similar card game where resource management is an intensive skill to have, or mana, if those things don't exist, then no, you will not be good at One Piece. You'll really have to buckle down and learn how to play the card game. But if you have those skills from prior card games, and if been playing card games like I have for 14 years, shit, longer than that competitively, you'll be fine. It's easy. It's just a matter of who uses their cards better. It's really that simple. And now for the final question of the video. The final question. Am I ever going to play at a One Piece tournament? A big one. Am I ever going to, you know, talk the talk as well as walk the walk in One Piece? And the answer to that question is probably no. And there's 3 reasons why. The first reason why is because it's a Bandai card game. I don't like Bandai as a company. I don't like how they treat Digimon players. This year in particular, Digimon is getting the shaft. So if you're playing One Piece, you're actually an advantage in that point. You have more IRL tournaments, more tournaments in general. Really cool. You're the favorite child right now. But no, I don't like how the Bandai treats their players, operates their business. I don't like it at all. So I refuse to play another Bandai card game until that. I've talked about that before, mostly on the stream. That's the detailed answer behind it. So yeah, no, that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is because if I'm playtesting for a big tournament in any card game, I need 20 to 40 hours a week up until the event. 20 hours if I know what I'm doing, 40 hours if I do not know what I'm doing, or if I want to get extra practice in to help solidify a few concepts. With One Piece, I'd have to take the full 40 hours a week. I would have to, because I don't know anything about the game. I still don't know. I played the fucking 2 decks, you know, earlier this week. I don't remember anything the cards do. I couldn't tell you. They already gone. I had to make space in my brain for other knowledge. So, like, I would have to learn the meta. I'd have to learn my deck. I'd have to deck build. I'd have to get the cards. I do not have that time. I strictly do not have that time. I don't have it. I'm not going to pretend I have it. And I have to make more time for Lorcana when that comes out in August. So I'm tapped. I'm tapped out. It's simply a time thing. If I had time, I'd play. I'd top events. I don't have time, so I won't play. I won't top events. And the third reason why is because I just don't like the card game. I do not like it. I don't think it's that much more skillful than Digimon. I think they're on the same plane. They just pull skill sets from a different pool because the games operate differently. It's that simple. And if I wanted to play a resource management card game, if I really wanted to play a skillful card game, as the One Piece players would say, I'd just play Magic. Honestly, I love Magic. Or I'd play Lorcana, which I'm going to be doing very soon. That's all for the video. That's all I got, guys. You guys let me know anything in the comment section below, and I will see you later. Bye.